What if all the water in the world was gone? Oceans blanket around 70% of our planet's surface. But have you ever wondered just how much water that really is? Picture this. To store all that ocean water, you'd need more than a billion Olympic-sized swimming pools. Now imagine trying to drain it through a hole no bigger than a basketball court. It would take hundreds of thousands of years to empty it all. That's because Earth's oceans contain over 1 billion cubic kilometers of water. But if all the water really ran out, the results would be immediate and catastrophic. Swimmers, sailors, and cruise ships wouldn't stand a chance. Everyone out on the ocean would feel the effects quickly. Within a second, boaters and swimmers in shallow water would crash onto the bottom. A ship the size of the Titanic wouldn't last long. It would crash to the ocean floor in just 30 seconds, shattering into debris, and it wouldn't be alone. Within the first minute, nearly every large vessel on the seas would meet the same fate. And marine life? It would be absolute chaos. Animals disoriented and stranded near the surface would suddenly find themselves falling through open air. With nothing to swim in, they'd crash to the ocean floor in a deadly freefall. It wouldn't just be raining fish. It would be a catastrophic downpour of sea creatures. But the worst part? That's still to come. The oceans aren't just massive bodies of water. They're Earth's built-in life support system. They act like a planetary thermostat, soaking up the sun's heat and distributing it across the globe. Warm currents flow toward the poles, while cold ones return to the equator, helping to keep our climate stable. No oceans? Say goodbye to that balance. Temperatures would swing wildly, and regions would become unlivable. Oceans also power the water cycle. They constantly evaporate into the atmosphere, forming clouds that eventually bring rain. But without them, the skies would dry up. Rainfall would vanish, and Earth would quickly transform into a dusty, barren wasteland. You could toss your umbrella, it will never rain again. What about lakes and rivers? Could they keep things going? Unfortunately, no. Without the oceans, we'd lose 97% of the planet's water. The tiny fraction left wouldn't last long. It would evaporate quickly under a scorching, unregulated sun, and with it, our last hope for hydration. Without water, life on Earth would unravel fast. Within days, humans and animals would begin to die from dehydration. Plants might hang on a little longer, but the dry air would soon cause them to wither and rot. Give it a few months, and entire forests would start collapsing, first from thirst, then from fire. As dried-out vegetation turns to kindling, wildfires would erupt on a global scale. The planet would become a giant tinderbox, with infernos sweeping across continents. These endless flames would fill the air with smoke and ash, while the oxygen supply slowly vanished. If any people were still alive at this point, they wouldn't be for long. The air would be too toxic to breathe, and the heat too intense to survive. In the end, Earth would be unrecognizable, more like Venus than the blue planet it once was. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you liked. Thanks for watching this far. See you next time.